era of the superbug, where microbes are building up resistance to antibiotics and they're getting harder to kill. That's why we're getting outbreaks of things like Ebola or swine flu, the latest being MERS. Well, the future of antimicrobial protection has arrived.
Yes Shop.
For everyday life.
Bacteria and viruses are absolutely everywhere, and look, it's pretty hard to get away from them. Just think about the things that you touch on a day-to-day basis. This might be a doorbell. It might be that you get into a lift and you've pushed a button that everyone else has pushed before you. You may have someone that's really sick in the office. Now, when one goes down, everyone else goes down, and that's because this guy here has opened the door into the toilet, which you've then gone and opened as well and got infected. But look, you may already be onto it and have something like a hand sanitizer. The thing is that as soon as you touch something else, might be shaking someone's hand, you are reinfected with bacteria and viruses that are all around. And they multiply pretty quickly. So one little bug within half an hour is going to be 4 little bugs, and within a couple of hours you're up to the hundreds. Now leave it for 5 hours, you are into the millions. Now that's when it can cause serious issues with tummy bugs, getting viruses. Look, can you afford to have time off work? I would expect not. We have got Zoono in the studio today. This is your home care set for only $69, and this is going to give you 99.99% sanitation, but it gets better than that. What it also does is it protects for up to 28 days on those surfaces. So we've got a deodorizer that's great for things like your bathroom to kill the bugs, get rid of the odour. We've also got kitchen sanitisation, we've got bathroom sanitisation, and we've got the mini fogger. Now this is fantastic in your car, especially to clean the bugs in your aircon system and get rid of the odours. And we've got a hand sanitizer. Now this little product is like wearing plastic gloves all day long to keep you safe, to keep the family safe. So let's go now to one of the most unhygienic places in the house, the bathroom.
Thanks, Marnie. Hey, kia ora, guys. Welcome to the Yes Shop bathroom. Now, this is kind of like your bathroom at home. You're probably thinking that's probably the most germ-ridden area, and you're most likely right. Now, we've actually cleaned this bathroom. It looks clean, it smells clean, but on a microbial level, is it clean? No. So we've run a couple of tests here to show you. We're using an ATP machine that industries use basically to check out whether or not things are food safe. I've done a swab on the buttons of the toilet. I've done a swab on the seat where you sit. I've done a swab on the door handle even. So, I mean, that is giving us a good understanding of what we use in the bathroom. And you'll see the ATP machine tells us what kind of little lives you get on there. And we've got over 2,000 microbial living creatures living on the seat of the toilet. That is disgusting. We bring Zoono in and clean up. Now what Zoono does, it is going to clean, it is going to sanitize and protect after you've cleaned your toilet up to 28 days. And that is a massive amount of time not to have to worry about it. So we've done a little test after we've used Zoono. We've used the swabs for the ATP machine again. Let's see if we can get that good numbers. Now 30 is food safe in industry standards in New Zealand. So anything lower than 30 is really good. But you can see here that we got as low as 3 using Zoono products on the toiletry areas. And that is an amazing result. That is keeping not only you clean in one of the germiest areas, it's keeping your family clean, and it's staying clean for up to 28 days and keeping it protected. Now, let's show you live here in the studio while I've got the ATP machine on me. I'm going to do it on the faucet here and have a little look at this. I get a swab going on this. Now remember, this has already been cleaned, so it should in all essence be a lovely clean machine, but we'll just pull out the ATP machine and we stick this, give it a swirl, and in it goes. Now that's going to take 15 seconds. Basically, the ATP machine is using light to find out that life living around an organism. So then that's going to then tell us how many of those individual cultures are living in there on a microbial level. Some of these are really dangerous. Look at that number. That is 2,174 5. That is a scary, scary number. You would not be eating off of that. So we'll get rid of that. That's a bit gross. And we're going in with our Zoono bathroom sanitizer that you see here. I've got one already prepared on the bench. So we simply spray it on our cloth like this and give it a bit of a wipe. And it's as simple as that, really. You just wipe it and let it dry. Okay? Now, how it works, Zoono is basically like putting a coating of needles down. Now, a lot of sanitizers, what they do is they use a lot of alcohol. Now, Zoono has no alcohol. It is really, really good. And that usually dries out stuff. Now, if this is a bacteria, it's basically, Zoono is a layer of needles on that surface for up to 28 days. So anything new that comes along, oh, gee, it is gone, all right? So, I mean, that's new bacteria. That's after you've cleaned, after you've laid it down. Anything new comes along, bang, Zoono is going to take it out. It's not going to be reinfected. And that is the main benefit of Zoono, which is amazing. So, we'll put those back down. Let's see. This should have probably dried by now. Let's have a look after Zoono what we get with our swab. Okay. Get a nice swab of this here. So there's a layer of those needles, as I explained there. Obviously those needles are so small they are not going to hurt you in any way. You're not going to be sitting down on a toilet seat covered in them. It is safe. But have a look at this. Another 15 seconds as it checks it out. Now, I mean, Zoono, you can have it anywhere. It is so safe. It is totally non-toxic. The toilet seat is now food safe. I mean, that is crazy. You could eat off it. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. What reading do we get? 24. Now the faucet is food safe. Over 2,000 little cultures of living creatures doing something and making you sick and your family sick. And it's now down food safe. That is an amazing product. Now the bathroom's clean. I feel actually clean, even though it just smells clean. Let's go back to Marnie in the kitchen and see how she's doing in there. How are you feeling? Clean and protected, Marnie?
I'm a little bit terrified to begin with, but yeah, feeling a little bit more protected now. Thanks for cleaning that in the bathroom. Look, you can see why some of the leading manufacturers and suppliers to the food industry have made the switch to Zoono. In fact, there's about 700 childcare centres and our New Zealand Defence Force. So I think it's about time you made the switch to Zoono. And for only $69 for our home care set, it is great value to protect yourself and protect your family. Now within that, of course, you'll get the deodorizer for those smelly rooms like the toilet. You're going to get the kitchen sanitizer and protectant for up to 28 days, protecting you against those tummy bugs. You've got the bathroom sanitizer and protectant. And then you've got this mini fogger, which is great in things like your car to get rid of the bacteria in those aircon systems. Now look, I've had that treated before, $85 it cost me. And you'll also get the free hand sanitizer. Now this is going to protect your hands for up to 24 hours. So don't worry if you go out and touch things like that railing on the escalator. Or, now we're back in the kitchen here, and this is one of the worst areas for hygiene as well. You wouldn't think so, but most people actually get tummy bugs and those horrible bacterial things making them sick from hygiene practices in their own kitchen. So what we're going to do now, thank you for coming back, Leo.
You're welcome.
Shocking test. We've got
scary
a
stuff.
fridge here which has actually been cleaned, but should we put this to the test and see what the bug rating is like on this?
I think we should, yes indeed. Now, there's one thing about this ATP machine is it is now taking in its surroundings. So it's basically figuring out from the bathroom to the kitchen, and it's just going to figure out if everything's the same so that when we make tests, it is good and safe. When you're using the kitchen, think about this. A lot of the germs you're getting from, you know, when you get sick and stuff, it's from your chopping board. Oh, it's from the cooking and stuff.
Raw chicken is one of the worst.
How about when you're going to get the food, you are touching your handles and stuff, and that is going to give, well, it's basically putting germs and bacteria on your hands before you go in and then grab the food and put it on there to then take it home and make it worse. It is not a lot of fun. Now, here we go. We've got this ATP machine is now ready to go. So what I'm going to do is take another swab of the... Well, here we go.
It's the sort of thing, too, that a lot of people don't clean handles very well, can I say?
I don't even think about cleaning my fridge handle.
And we've already seen in the bathroom that that's actually one of the worst areas that people infect
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if your hands are touching anything, as far as we've noticed with this, I mean, that is going to be a grubby area. So in the machine we go, and another 15 seconds as it monitors and figures out all the little microbial life things inside and outside the fridge.
Flicks to that number. Let's just remember that anything above 30 is not food safe anymore.
Not at all.
Now this is your fridge door. Oh my word.
That is 4,029.
That is the high. I thought this had been cleaned. Okay, so anything over 30 is not going to be food safe anymore, so that's definitely not safe. I've got my Zoono, don't worry.
I'm a little
We're going to
appalled by that.
sanitize it and protect it. So just a little bit of a spray on here, and we'll get inside that door handle because that's where all the bugs are going to lie. But you can also use this great on your chopping boards, especially if you've got one for your raw chicken, along your benches. Just wipe it on, and remember, it's not only sanitizing 99.99% of the bugs, but it's also going to protect those surfaces for up to 28 days. I've never come across a product, we couldn't even do a price comparison because I haven't seen a product that actually does it. And it's also non-toxic. So the toxicity rating is about the same as vitamin C. It's actually less toxic than coffee. You can
wouldn't
use
suggest drinking it, but at the same time, it is less toxic than coffee. That must be safe.
Yeah, so look, this is the sort of thing that you can sanitize your kitchens with. You can use it in the office. We're going to show you some other areas that are pretty high bacterial ratings, including the mobile phone. You can use it on things like you know, babies, toys and things like that, on your door handles. You can even use it on your mattresses. Now, we'll talk about that
Quite
soon.
good to have it at work as well. You can hear that person sneezing, you know they're sick, and at some point that's going to get on your hands. You've got the sanitizer, protects you up to 24 hours just with the hand sanitizer alone.
Give us a call now for $69. Protect yourself, protect your family, and let's see how... So 4,000 was our rating.
Oh, 4,000 is huge.
On the fridge handle before. We're hoping it's coming down a little bit lower than that.
Okay, in we go.
Now, I'm not so worried because I've actually sprayed the hand sanitizer on, so it doesn't matter what I touch. I'm not going to have bacteria on here for 24 hours.
I'm surrounded by it at the moment. It's terrifying to think that the fridge handle is over 4,000. 4,000. And 30 is a good number. I mean, 30 and less is food safe. So 4,000 germs and stuff. Where your food is kept is a terrifying amount. And we've ended up with 140 there.
So I may not have wiped that completely, but that has come down a huge amount. Now that means that the safety of that is so much more because you've got rid of so many of those bacteria on it. Now here's a whole lot of things that you probably recognise that you have in your own home that are going to be highly contaminated. You've got things like your phone, which we're picking up.
You're always on your phones as well, holding them with your hands. Whatever's on your hands is now on your phone.
No one ever cleans them.
People are sharing them.
Keyboards, look, these have actually been proven to be some of the most contaminated things that you can have around. The mouse,
Keyboards are hard to clean as well. I mean, you can't get in the little gaps in between, and I mean, if you can't, then there's stuff in there, then they're getting on your fingers. It's gross.
We've also got baby toys. Now, kids put everything in their mouth, so everything here has been contaminated. But Zoono is going to fix it. Now, mobile
and kids
phones.
safe. I mean, Zoono is completely non-toxic. If you're cleaning your toys with it, don't even worry about your kids. They are germ-free. In fact, you can worry that much less about them. The Zoono is not going to harm them, and neither are those icky germs. Look,
should we do another test, I think, live? Because people really need to see how this is incredibly effective. So we've got a mobile phone here. I'm not quite sure whose it is. But look, we pick these up all day long, often after shaking someone's hand. It could be yours. We're going to see what that microbial rating is. Now, you were telling a story before, which I felt quite horrendous.
As a man, you know, you spend a lot of time on your phone when you're on the loo, and that's kind of one of those, you know, you spend a long time on the loo. So, I mean, when you think about that, it is kind of gross. But then where does the phone go after that? It goes up to your face, next to your mouth.
You can see why so many people are falling down with flus and tummy bugs. Now, Zoono, as soon as you wipe that surface down or wipe your mobile phone down, which we're going to do shortly, it will sanitise up to 99.99%. But the difference with Zoono is that it will carry on doing that for up to 28 days.
And that is amazing. Anything new that comes along gets destroyed by Zoono.
Whose is this phone?
5,442 little evil living life forms, germs, bacteria. That phone needs to be cleaned with Zoono.
It does. Now, I've got the deodorizer, so this is like your all-purpose, and I'm going to spray it onto a little bit of paper and wipe it down. Now, that's all you need to do, and this will actually clean or sanitise 99.99% plus. It's going to carry on protecting that phone for up to 28 days. Now, we'll just let that to dry off. What happens when it's drying off is that you end up with a molecule that looks like, at a microscopic level, like little needles sticking up.
Exactly.
And that is then going to burst the bacteria. Now, just think of all the other areas that you come across on a day-to-day basis that you are picking up bugs that could make you sick. It could just be the doorbell. It could be that button on the lift.
That button on the bus. I hear a lot of people coughing, sick people on buses, and to get it to stop, I have to push the button.
Yes, and they're touching things all around the office. They're touching the door going into the bathroom. You're then touching it. That's days off work for you and loss of revenue. You may be sanitising your hands now with a hand sanitizer, but as soon as you touch someone else, if it's not Zoono, it's going to reinfect you. Zoono, on the other hand, is going to keep you protected for up to 24 hours on your hands. And those bugs do multiply pretty quickly. So you get one bug on your hand from shaking someone else's hand. Within half an hour, you've got 4. Take it up to 2 hours. We're in the hundreds. Go on to 5 hours. And we are looking at seriously sick levels over 1 million bacteria or viral particles that could make you quite sick. Now, should we check that phone?
That is
see what's
terrifying.
happening there?
I mean, we're talking millions of horrible things. And okay, let's have a look. Please, Zoono, get rid of all of the horrible germs we've had. Don't let them multiply into their millions.
This is quite revolutionary, this product. I've never seen anything. We can't find anything else on the market like it. And look, they're doing some fantastic tests too. At the moment, there's 30 different hospitals that are being studied, and some of the results are phenomenal. You've got food manufacturers and suppliers to the New Zealand food industry that have switched to Zoono because they know how effective it is. Childcare centres, you've even got the New Zealand Defence
Exactly.
that have now switched to Zoono. So look, this is the best way to protect yourself and your family against getting sick, getting those flu bugs, getting those viruses, or even those stomach bugs. And you know, when your kids are sick, you also have time off school, off work. 25, now that's under 30, which is considered food safe. So you could actually
Put it closer to your mouth again.
eat off your mobile phone. This is our Zoono home care set. Now, if you are worried about some of the super bugs that are coming into this country, the likes of swine flu, avian flu, or if you are just trying to protect yourself and your family from getting sick, from getting tummy bugs, from getting flus, the best way to do that is with your Zoono home care set. Now, we've got 5 pieces in the set today for only $69. Your deodorizer, which you can use on absolutely anything. You've got a kitchen cleaner and a bathroom cleaner to sanitise and protect for up to 28 days. That mini fogger, which is fantastic in your car, and we'll show you that in the next segment, to get rid of the bugs in the aircon, plus that free gift of the hand sanitizer, which once you've applied is going to give you protection for up to 24 hours. Pick up the phone now, protect yourself, protect your family, and get your Zoono home care set for only $69. Stop the germs and bacteria growing on those surfaces. Remember, this continues to work for up to 28 days, and it is safe for you, it's safe for your pets, and it is much less toxic than even coffee. Can you believe it? Grab this for your family to protect against flus and viruses and tummy bugs. Get a product that's safe for you to use, it's safe for your kids to use even, and it's even safe to use on pets. It is proven to work. 99.9% of the bugs are going to be killed, but it also works on yeast, on mould, so it's going to make cleaning of your shower in the future a whole lot easier too. Grab yours now, give us a call or jump online. Only $69 to protect your health and protect your family. in the area of the superbug, which are getting more and more resistant to antibiotics and getting harder to kill. Look, bacteria and viruses are all around us. Just think of everything that you touch on a day-to-day basis. Things like it could just be a doorbell, or it could be in the lift going up to work. You may have someone in your office who is sick. Now, what are they doing? They're touching the handle of the door going into the bathroom, which you're then touching. Look, do you need those days off work? Do you really want those viruses and tummy bugs bringing them into your house, infecting the rest of your family? You may even be using hand sanitizers. Now, what happens as soon as you touch someone else's hand, you get reinfected. So they're not really doing the job. And those bacteria multiply so incredibly fast that within half an hour, that one little bug that you've picked up off someone else's hand has turned into 4 little bugs. Within a couple of hours, you're into the hundreds. Take it into 5 hours and you're up in the millions. That can make you seriously sick. But look, we have got an incredible product today, Zoono. It not only kills 99.99% of those bugs and microbes, but it keeps on killing for up to 28 days. Now, the pack that we've got today, your home care set, can last you for up to a year because, remember, you're only needing to spray it on once every 28 days. So we've got a deodorizer, which is great for all-purpose use. It could be spraying it on your mattress to kill the food that those dust mites feed on. Then we've got one for the kitchen, one for the bathroom. We've got a mini fogger, which we'll take you through in a second, and that free hand sanitizer. Now, that is like wearing plastic gloves all day long because it gives you 24-hour protection to help keep you healthy. Now, let's have a look in the bathroom. This is one of the most unhygienic areas of the house to see what sort of readings we got there and how Zoono helps.
Now, I went into these bathrooms earlier and I got a test off of most things. Now, these things were cleaned. Remember that. They weren't sanitized. They were cleaned as you normally would. I cleaned the button. I cleaned the seat. I cleaned the door handle as well. And I mean, then I ran a test with an ATP machine that will tell me the level of germs and microbes that are living on there. And we got over 2,000. To have a number as low as 30 is food safe. Over 2,000 just off the seat is gross and dangerous, and that is worrying. So we brought Zoono in there. Even though that toilet was apparently cleaned, we brought our Zoono product in and we got to cleaning and sanitizing and protecting. Now, we sanitized in the button, the seat, the door handle again, and got as low as 3. Now, remember again, the food safety number is 30 or less, and we got 3. That is an amazing result for Zoono. But those things will be protected for up to 28 days, repelling any other germs and bacteria if we get into them. It simply is an amazing product to help protect you and your family and keep you nice and healthy.
That's right, the last thing we need is more days off work and losing out on pay. Or it may be that you've just got into a health and fitness regime, you don't want to be wiped out with flu viruses. Well, protect yourself with Zoono. Now, this is another great product that comes in your Zoono home care set, and it's called the Mini Fogger. Now, ambulances in New Zealand are using this. All it is you let it off like a bomb. We've used it in a car. Now, it's great to kill all those bugs in your air conditioning to take away that odour and really sanitise them, but you could use it in somewhere like your wardrobe, which starts to get quite mouldy and you get those musty smells. You don't want that on your clothes. It is a fantastic product to use. Maybe you've got an area where you're like a dog kennel, which is getting quite smelly. Again, your Mini Fogger is fantastic to use for that. But look, how it works, it is completely non-toxic. So what you do is just spray it onto a cloth, wipe it over an area, and now once that water evaporates off it, what you're left with is something that looks very like a whole lot of needles, but it's obviously on a microscopic level.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when the bugs then come along? Do you want to do a bit of a demonstration?
I'll show you here. So if these are your needles, this is your surface, and that's your Zoono on top. Now, remember, they're not that large. You're not going to be sitting on a big pile of needles. It is just a demonstration. They are tiny. Here comes a giant and dangerous big germ. So basically, it comes onto the surface, wherever it is, and Zoono destroys it. It doesn't dehydrate it and leave its corpse there. It destroys it. For up to 28 days, that surface is protected. It is sanitized.
And if you are scared of superbugs, let me tell you, it doesn't matter how they mutate and they change and they get more resistant to things like antibiotics.
Exactly
Zoono
right.
will still kill it. Now, this is the sort of product, the deodorizer, that you can use on all of these other products in your house or other areas in your house which are getting filthy and causing sickness. You can use it on your keyboards, on your mouse, on your phone, mobile phone. We looked at the reading, it was up in the thousands. Remember, you need it below 30 to be food safe. Kids' toys. Now, it is so safe to use on kids' toys because the toxicity rating is less than that of coffee. Now, it is so non-toxic that I am just going to spray a little bit here on my finger, just so you believe me. And it's actually got very little odour as well. So normally those sanitizers, they smell of chlorine. They are quite harmful chemicals. Now this is really safe. You wouldn't do this with anything else.
Don't try that with your...
chlorine.
No.
But absolutely fine to do with your Zoono. This really is a phenomenal product. Food industries in New Zealand are starting to use this. They are doing tests in hospitals. Look, this is the sort of thing that is going to protect you from all of those places that you're picking up bugs at the moment. You're passing them on to your family. You might have kids coming home from school. Look, hands, the bacterial rating when you shake somebody's hand is enough to make you sick. If you've got Zoono on your hand, it's going to protect you for up to 24 hours, so you won't even get reinfected. It's like wearing plastic gloves. You know, you've got someone in your office that's sick at the moment and they are potentially touching your keyboard, touching things in the kitchen. They are touching the handle going into the bathroom. They are making you sick. It could be things like, you know, a doorbell. It could be the computer lift. Kids are the worst. You're picking up things from school. Look, if you spray this on their hands before they go to school, they are protected for 24 hours, and then they're not going to bring those bugs home to you as well. It really is a phenomenal product, and $69 to help protect yourself and your family for up to a year from those bacteria and viruses. Remember, you're going to get 5 pieces in your home care set. You've got your deodorizer to use on things like kids' toys, on your computers, your phone. You've got one for the kitchen. You've got one for the bathroom to kill those bugs and sanitize and protect for up to 28 days. Plus your mini fogger, great to use in your car or anywhere else that's getting those horrible smells. And you've got the hand sanitizer, which is going to keep you protected for up to 24 hours. This really is great value to protect yourself and your family. A revolutionary product that we now have on your shop. Previously, it was business to business, so get yours from us. Give us a call now. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to look after your health and the health of your family. Stop those germs and bacteria growing on surfaces for up to 28 days using this non-toxic product that's safe for your family, your pets, and it is going to keep you protected for up to a month. This bundle will keep you protected for up to a year. Give us a call now. Look after yourself, look after the health of your family with a non-toxic, proven product that works.
Not only is it durable and lasting you up to 28 days, it is versatile in what it takes out as well. It will protect you from bacteria, yeast, fungi, mold and algae and prevent them from coming back for 28 days. Now, it's only $69. You'll get 3 fantastic deodorizers as well as a mini fogger and a free gift of a beautiful hand sanitizer, which is alcohol-free.